two promising developments per our friend Cody Stutes at Texans practice today. And they both have to do with injured Houston Texans. About 20 minutes ago, Cody reported Noah Brown is warming up and looks set to practice. Robert Woods has been at practice the last couple of games. So unlike on Saturday, where it was really just C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, and to an extent, Dalton Schultz, it's on the table for the Texans to have their top four receiving options after Tank Dell available. On top of that, and this is probably the bigger development, Jonathan Greenard, per Cody, also warming up, also looks set to practice. I suppose we'll find out some information at the end and where on the practice report this is, because for those who don't know, basically you only get to watch about like 7 minutes of practice. If you are going to an RG stadium, you get to see basically players stretching. You don't get to see anything that happens, especially during the playoffs because they're so paranoid. But if the Texans have both Jonathan Greenard and Will Anderson on the field rushing after Joe Flacco, a team that set the franchise record for sacks in a season, and on top of that, have Nico Collins, Robert Woods, and Noah Brown, like I feel damn good about their chances to win Saturday. I suppose we won't know that for sure until tomorrow at the earliest, Saturday right before the game at the latest when they announce the inactives, usually about an hour and a half before the game. But this is tremendous news. And I would look to mybookie.ag, promo code BET975. If this holds, the Texans are currently 3-point dogs to the Browns at home against a Browns team that defensively has not done very well on the road this year. So something to keep in mind. So Derek Stingley Jr., get this, has been named the AFC Defensive Player of the Month. He is just the sixth player in Texans history to earn the honor. Want to see something crazy? Since week 13, Sean Mapes, can you guess Stingley's passer rating when targeting?
I'm going to guess it's like low.
You're going to be stunned by how low it is.
Really? 35?
1.7. I'm shocked. That is an incredible number.
He has 5 picks, and I imagine that gets you a 0. But, man, that
1.7.
That's crazy. And that's passer rating,
Whether
right?
it's QBR or passer rating, passer rating is 158.3. QBR is 100. It's 1.7.
That's low, no matter how you slice it.
That's from Everett Geerlings, who is works for Texans PR. Whew. That is an insane number. Wow.
I am forced to ask the question, do you think Nick Caserio regrets passing on Sauce Gardner?
He does not.
I'll pass that along, too.
Because you also don't have an overly sensitive baby like Sauce Gardner was during the offseason. He was. Like, dude, like, wow. Someone is saying Tariq Woolen might have been as good as you his rookie season and that you got more credit because you were in New York and he was in Seattle. It's legitimately a very rational take to have. It's not saying you suck, dude. Like, relax. No, I do think Derek Stingley was a little bit over the top with like the LeBron emoji after not making the Pro Bowl when he only played in 9 games. But then I see this and I'm like, actually,
maybe.
I mean,
maybe wear a bucket hat and go to Orlando and play some dodgeball at the Pro Bowl. You know,
yeah. That is again a 1.7 passer rating when targeted since week 13.
That's crazy.
That is absolutely bonkers. Potch Gaming comments. Sting went from, is this guy ever going to play, to holy bleep, this guy is good.
Yeah, I'm ready to officially graduate him to, I have no questions about Derek Stingley other than his health.
Yeah.
It is just a matter of like, just get one 16-game season under your belt. I guess they play 17. Honestly, you could miss one game. Give me 13. I'm cool.
Have
a full season under your belt, and like we're good. Here's your extension.
Hamstrings are always tricky. If he gets an extension, it'll be a lot because he's a cornerback. But I think that you can say that this has been a successful pick entirely based off of the fact that he's proven he can play at this level. Some people, I think, are unfair with the criticism of bust when a guy just gets hurt. That stuff's freakish. It's flukish. You can't control it. When the guy doesn't give a damn, when the guy doesn't try, that is a bust.
Or just sucks.
Right, exactly.
Or it's just a bad evaluation.
Exactly. And even then, that's I hate to use the bust label there often because even then, like, that's a bust by the organization. That's not a bust necessarily by the player.
That is true.
It's the draft industrial complex and the actual general manager as opposed to the player being taken too early. If the guy doesn't try and he doesn't care, like, that is a bust. That guy sucks.
And a lot of times it's obvious, but like a bust that gets taken with the 16th pick, if he had the exact same career, but he was the 36th pick, he's not a bust. It's like when you have the first round, the stamp on next to your name, then it becomes bust potential. Where if you're like a second round pick, it's impossible for you to bust. It's very funny that it's really only 10 picks away. If you're picked in the 20s, it's like bust, loser. But if you're a second round pick, it's like, well, he was a second round pick, pretty decent to get it, quarterback XYZ in the second round.
Sean, this is why I hate the draft. You're summarizing one of many reasons I think that draft coverage is dumb. Like, I don't understand how we are so harsh with grading a player that's taken, as you said, 20th versus 34th, or why we put so much stock into these first round picks when they're at best 50-50 propositions that you'll get a 5-year starter.
Now, with that being said, Mac Jones, bust.
Yeah, he sucks. He's not a good quarterback.